When I was growing up, if a kid made an A, he quickly hid it in his notebook because he might get made fun of for being an overachiever. And now kids who get a C are worried that they might not get into the right college. When it comes to Generation Z and kind of kids today, a lot of people kind of write them off, call them apathetic and so forth. I don't really see that when I look at teenagers. I actually see a generation that's working harder. A lot has transitioned, a lot has changed, and some of it's for the positive, but at the same time, there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of worry, a lot of fear among teens today. As I talk to them, it seems to be the main thing, and we're trying to help them find that hope, that solid rock that they can stand on, that it's Jesus Christ, because He hasn't given us that spirit. He's given us a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind, and He wants more for them. Hey, I'm Nate Garrett. I'm one of the founders of the Fuzion Teen Center. I'm on the board for the South Florida Youth Ministry Network, and I get to volunteer on a weekly basis at the Teen Center with the students. That might mean cleaning up, it might mean hanging out, it might be just having a watchful eye or playing basketball with them or preparing some food, but whatever needs to be done, that's what we're there to do because these teens are worth it. For me, Fuzion got started several years ago. I had a meeting with another youth pastor in town, and felt like God had laid something on my heart. Little did I know that God had laid the same thing on his heart. And we sat down over coffee, and both with something burning that we wanted to talk about. And turns out that at the same time, we were both thinking about starting a teen center in town and thought that God would just immediately have this happen. But it took years, actually, with a lot of planning, a lot of thought and so forth. And just when we thought that it was all not going to happen at all, God was working behind the scenes to bring something to fruition. I've worked with teenagers now for over 18 years in youth ministry, over a couple denominational lines, and I actually speak at youth camps and youth retreats and things like that. And super excited to be involved in the Fuzion Teen Center now because we get to see some kids that would never come to a youth event, would never darken the door of a church, who are willing to come in. And of course, we've got youth group kids and other ones too, rubbing elbows with each other and being able to show them who Jesus is by the way that they live. So I'm excited to be a part of it. The beauty of Fuzion Teen Center is we see all kinds of kids there. We see kids, they go to church on a regular basis that are members of youth groups in the area, and then we see kids who are right from the community where our teen center is placed, and it's a good healthy mix where they get to hang out alongside each other, and we get to see people from different backgrounds, different walks of life, different ethnicities, all under one roof, eating together, laughing together, playing together, and it's just a beautiful thing. Fuzion Teen Center is located right in the heart of Mooresville, downtown Mooresville, where 115 and 150 intersect. It's pretty close to there on Brookwood Avenue. And it's kind of strategically located in an area where there's not a whole lot going on for the teenagers in Mooresville. We've got kids who even walk from as much as a mile and a half away just to get to where we're at, and just to be there by the time we open up, or at least by the time dinner is served, and they want to be there, which is cool. And so we're glad that we're located exactly where we are. And we've got other kids who drive in from the other side of Mooresville to be there each and every time that we're open. The volunteers at Fuzion Teen Center predominantly come from the local church. They're from across denominational lines, just adults that want to help teenagers discover who they are in God, and to spend some time with those teens and hanging out with those teens. It's really a cool thing. We do background checks, extensive background checks on each and every person. They come highly recommended from their churches as well as somebody that will be a good influence to the teens that we have. You don't really have to be an expert on teenagers to help at the Fuzion Teen Center. If you've got a love for teens and you want to see the next generation reached, then you're the kind of person we're looking for. Teens don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And if you're willing to come alongside us, we're willing to bring you on board and to help us out. Our goal is to help them know who Jesus Christ is, and to get to the point where they can commit their life to Him, because that's what we were created for. We exist to have a relationship with our Creator, and we can't wait to see that happen with teens in our area. So if that's the kind of vision that you have for teens, then maybe you could find a home at the Fuzion Teen Center. One of the reasons I love the Fuzion Teen Center is that for 10 years as a youth pastor in a local church here in Mooresville, I heard from teens almost on the daily that there's nothing to do in Mooresville, nothing to do. They could go see a movie, maybe hang out at Walmart or breeze by a local fast food place, but all of that costed money, and you can't just do that every day. And they'd end up hanging out at a friend's house or something, but they really wanted a place where they could come and be themselves and in a safe environment with their friends. And I believe Fuzion is offering that. It's becoming that hub for youth ministry in the South Iredell region that we have always dreamed that it would be. And that's why I'm involved in it, because I think that it fills a need that is out there for our teens in Mooresville.